Hi, welcome to Reacts with Jax. I'm Jax, and today I'm reacting to WandaVision Season 1, Episode 8. I can't believe we're already at Episode 8. It just feels like this show is going by so quickly. It is so entertaining, and in the last episode, we saw Agnes reveal that she is a witch, and she has been stirring up problems throughout the entire show of WandaVision, and I am so here for it. We also saw in the post-credit scene that Rambo is potentially going to be taken hostage by Quicksilver, who is also in cahoots with Agnes. I just love the word cahoots. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump right into it because I can't wait to see what's happening. So let's get started.
Probably just playing in the basement. You didn't think you were the only magical girl
Lammy.
in town, did you?
Oh God, almost dropped him.
The name's Agatha Harkness.
You know, Agatha has a bunny and I have lamb. Does that make us twinsies? Maybe. This intro always feels so epic. I'm excited that this is a 47-minute episode. Oh, it went purple. Oh, this is going to be an Agnes episode. Salem, Massachusetts, 1693. This is like Hocus Pocus territory. Oh. How come we've never seen, like, witches and magical folk in this world?
Are you a witch?
Well, y'all seem like witches too.
Practice the darkest of magic.
I know nothing of these crimes. I swear it.
Enough deception.
Deception.
I did not break your rules. They simply bent to my power. Mother! Please! Please!
That's your mom? Oh my gosh. This looks like a very painful way to die. Couldn't you just give her a little something in her tea or something? I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying, don't they have like less painful ways of killing people? Oh, it went purple. Her magic is purple. Uh-oh. Oh, they can fly? Of course they can fly. Agnes flew into the WandaVision territory. Is she absorbing all of their power? Why do all these people kill each other in the most painful and violent ways?
I can be good.
No, you cannot.
Well, it's kind of hard to believe her when she says that after having just murdered a bunch of people. But to be fair, you could argue it was self-defense. Magical and murderous self-defense. That looks like it would smell. Doesn't it?
What?
Don't hurt the bunny.
She does look shocked to meet the real us, doesn't she? Oh.
She looks more irritated to me.
Didn't you notice? Basic protection spell? One at each wall?
Why are you telling her? Why are you telling her your plan?
Only the witch that casts the runes can use her magic.
Who are you?
Who are you? Waiting for you to reveal your true self. I got close with fake Pietro.
Pietro.
This place, the afterglow of so many spells cast all at once.
That's what drew her. Don't just be nice to the animals.
There's transmutation. Reformator figura.
This is cool. We're getting to see what this witch's world is like.
Down to the crown molding.
Just
You're even running illusions miles away at the edge of town.
be nice to the bird. The bird is screeching in pain.
What's your secret, sister?
She doesn't kill animals.
Listen.
Oh, okay. Well, Senior Scratchy was a little hungry then.
To nudge you awake from this ridiculous fantasy. But you'd rather fall apart than face your truth.
Oh, that's why she was messing things up a little bit to like get Wanda out of this place. Huh.
You felt empty, alone, endless nothingness. Let's start there.
Well, in a weird way, this might be the therapy session that she needs to get out of a place where she can't really control what's happening.
Repete, memoria.
I want to know more about these witches in this world.
But it's time to look at some real reruns.
Oh. We're going into Wanda's past.
Did you forget who's got your children stashed away in her bewitched basement?
I didn't.
That's right.
You know, her kids have magical powers too. I would be worried if I was Agnes. Plus, Vision's coming.
Superstar.
Superstar. I think, okay, this is such a great character. I love a fun villain.
Papa.
That'd be so cool to be able to look in on your past and see the best moments of your life.
Where is your sister?
Wanda!
I mean, we're right here. You lady. You're hot.
You have to act the part? Oh, wow. This is very interactive therapy.
You pick.
This might actually be good for Wanda,
Forgot.
even if it's coming from the place of a person forcing her into it. Oh. Oh, this is the night it's gonna happen. The Stark missiles.
This is your pick, yes?
Season 2, Episode 21.
Oh, the Dick Van Dyke.
Shenanigan is like problem, but more silly than scary.
A silly mission always becomes fine.
That's not what this is gonna turn into. Oh, I didn't realize the house setup was just like the Dick Van Dyke Show. Oh wow, it all looks the same. Did you all know that the set was based after the Dick Van Dyke Show? Yep. I had thought Wanda had kind of worked through all of this in her years with Hydra and then confronting Tony Stark.
By the end of the episode, you realize it was all a bad dream. None of it was real.
She is having to confront so much stuff.
We were trapped.
For how long?
3 days, right?
2 days.
Oh, 2. Okay, I made it more dramatic. But I feel like 2 days is already dramatic enough.
I don't want to go back there.
I know.
Oh, is it the Hydra place?
The
Oh,
only way
sweetheart.
forward is back.
That's actually what I'm interested in. Knowing what happened to her during the Hydra experiments. Not that I want to see too much. But I don't know how she got the powers from the Infinity Stones.
Your reaction to the bombing of your civilian apartment building and the murder of your parents.
She is really digging it in.
Join an anti-freedom terrorist organization.
We wanted to change the world.
Well, you did. Just not in a good way. Until you did start changing the world in a good way with the Avengers. Why does she look like she's right out of a horror movie? Couldn't they have given her something nice to wear so she didn't look like she was a victim of a mental asylum in a horror movie? Why?
Not one subject has survived direct contact.
You had that on the speakerphone? It chose her? Or was she just strong enough to survive it? That was it? That's how she got her magic? Well, that wasn't very conclusive. How did she do it? She continues to watch all the TV shows. Oh, the Brady Bunch.
Wanda got up close and personal with an Infinity Stone that amplified what otherwise would have died on the vine.
So she could have potentially already had witch essence? Is that what she's saying? Like, Wanda was a witch, but she never knew her powers or practiced them, but that's why she was able to survive? I know there's a difference between the way the MCU does things and the comics, but am I understanding that right? It was Malcolm in the Middle. I said it was very Malcolm in the Middle. And they watched the TV shows together. That would be a shenanigan.
It is funny because of the grievous injury the man just suffered.
The grievous injury.
But what is grief? If not love, persevering.
I like the way his mind thinks.
Oh. Sorry, pardon.
No, it was funny.
Yes, it was very funny, wasn't it?
Yes, it was very funny. Agnes looks so bored.
So to recap, parents dead, brother dead, Vision dead.
Yeah.
I wanted him back. I wanted him back.
I like that. This is a villain with a purpose. Not only a purpose for Wanda, but a purpose for us. Oftentimes, the villain is just the problem the hero has to get rid of. This is great.
When I came back, he was gone.
His
Body.
You never got to see him.
Yes, sir. Yeah, she's still here.
Are you gonna let her have access? Because you want to see what she does.
I got it. Thanks.
You couldn't have just done that regardless.
I'd like to show you something.
And then you'll give him to me.
Please, just come with me.
This is interesting.
What is this? Why are you showing me this?
Is that Vision? Yeah, if he was a machine, you wouldn't necessarily bury him in a coffin.
Dismantling the most sophisticated sentient weapon ever made. It is our legal and ethical obligation.
I just want to bury him.
Well, they're kind of doing it in a more efficient way.
Kind of power that could bring their soulmate back online.
That's not why I'm here.
But I cannot allow you to take $3 billion worth of vibranium just to put it in the ground.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't tell, like, I agree with his argument. I also agree that you need to have some kind of a closure and grieving ceremony for the consciousness that was Jarvis or Vision.
He isn't yours.
But yeah, he's a combination of like very intense weaponry, vibranium, all of it. You would want to make sure that it was properly disarmed. I am curious to know though, if they knew she would show up and they intentionally pulled him apart and did this in hopes that it would anger her to bring him back to life herself. You know what I mean? Like, was this a setup? Because he's the one that said, well, you could bring him back to life. And she's like, I wasn't even thinking about that. And so maybe he helped her think about that. It would be nice if she could be surrounded by other members of the Avengers to help her grieve this process. Like, they all got together for Tony's funeral. Was there not a funeral for Vision? And then Natasha, did she get a funeral? I mean, we got to see Tony's, which was really lovely, and it did kind of feel like one giant funeral for everyone. People need closure and time. Wasn't it the guy on the Night's Watch? The delivery guy. Gosh, the town looks kind of run down. Wanda did make it look pretty. Even if everyone is held hostage and in pain and crying and hates every moment of it. I fully recognize that. I guess the real question is, why is she here? Oh, of course. Wanda Maximoff and the Vision. She created the life they couldn't have together. Yeah, why not? She can bend reality or rewrite it. I just wish she had kind of done it just in her town. I mean, just in her house and not the whole rest of the town. She built him. Oh, wow. She never took Vision. Oh my gosh, she never took Vision. She invented him. She can invent life? Well, she did with her kids.
Welcome home.
That's really cool to see how this happened. Wow, they're really highlighting how fake it all is, though.
Mom, please!
Oh, you really were hurting the children.
Vision, this whole little life you've made. This is chaos magic, Wanda.
Chaos magic.
That makes you the Scarlet Witch.
It always ends right when I don't want it to end, and they're doing it on purpose. They know what they are doing. Oh my, the Scarlet Witch. So I don't personally know what that means, but some of you in the comment sections have mentioned that Wanda's brother was called Quicksilver and she's called the Scarlet Witch. And I don't know what that means yet. We haven't gotten there. This was a really great backstory. I loved it. We got a backstory on Agnes. We got a backstory on Wanda that I never thought we were going to get because we've already seen so much of her story. I wasn't thinking that we would go back and see all of that. Again, I'm curious as to how she got her power from the Infinity Stone. You know, she didn't seem to have that much interaction with it. I was under the impression that they were going to be doing much more heavy experiments that would last a lot longer, that were going to be more grueling. It seemed like she was in the room with the Infinity Stone one time for like 2 minutes, and it had a little blip on the screen for them so they couldn't see what happened. She collapsed, and then so I'm actually curious if she did start off with magical powers like Agatha kind of referenced, saying, you know, you were this witch who was going to let her abilities die on the vine. You weren't using them, you weren't fostering them, but then you come across an Infinity Stone. I didn't know if Agnes knew about the Infinity Stones, but she does.
Sir, the team is ready for lunch.
It's about time.
What is his motivation? So does he just want this new Vision?
We took this thing apart and put it back together again 1,000,000 times.
You were trying to put it back together.
Supply under the sun. When all we needed was a little energy directly from the source.
Wow. So they're going to use the body of Vision, but they're going to reprogram him with whatever consciousness AI they want? Because I'm assuming this isn't going to be Vision. This is going to be something new. Unless they're using the same programming. Uh-oh. Is he a villain or not? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that was a great post-credit scene. Yeah, so gosh, there's so much to unpack here, and I don't feel like I'm doing this story justice because there are so many moving pieces. For example, that guy, I think his name's Hayworth. He's obviously not a good person, and I recognize that, but I do also recognize that when you are in charge of an organization like SWORD, you wouldn't want Vision's body to just be buried in the ground. You would want it to be properly dismantled, the vibranium either used for something that would be helpful or maybe given back to Wakanda. I don't know, but you can't just, I mean, anyone could uproot it if you just buried it in the ground. So you'd need to properly dismantle that weapon. But this should be interesting. And the fact that Wanda built this new vision from the fabric of her own reality rewriting is wild. Her powers have really grown, and well, maybe she's always had them, but maybe, well, as Agnes said, she has to tap into chaos magic, and chaos magic doesn't seem like what Wanda was previously using. So maybe she hasn't always had this. Maybe she's doing something new and therefore having a different impact on the environment. It doesn't seem like it's good though, because it does cause people pain. Wanda can't really control it. And, you know, being chaos magic, it's chaos. You can't control chaos. So this will be interesting to see how things move forward. We have one more episode to go. And so far, I'm really loving this. I don't love the fact that, I keep wanting to say Catherine Hahn. I don't love the fact that Agnes has the children and is keeping them hostage. I was hoping that after they went through this whole thing, Agnes would be like, oh, your kids are fine. I just want to know how you did this. Girl, I want your magic. Like, I want her to stay around as a character. So I know that the more evil she goes, the more likelihood we have of Wanda wanting to obliterate her. And I think of her as a little bit more like Loki from the standpoint that I like her so much. She's so fun. I would not mind if her character was like weaving in and out of future storylines, you know? But I'm curious to know, do you like Agatha as a character? And how do you, how are you processing this whole story? This whole thing, seeing this version of the events makes me realize that Wanda is not, she wasn't a villain from the start. I agree with Rambo from the standpoint that she's like, Wanda's not, well, Wanda is the problem, but she's also the solution. And hopefully if we create an empathetic connection with her and a very human connection with her, we can surround her with enough love and empathy and nourishment during this time of grief, and hopefully bring her back from a place where she is very destructive, because I mean, she could really create a lot of damage, much more so than she already has. And even Rambo was saying, we can see she's using restraint. Like, she's not trying to hurt people. That's just a result of what's happening. I'm really loving this show. This is really great. Again, the twists and turns are so delightful, and they always cut us off right when I want to know more. They're so great about making this show very binge-worthy. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you supporting my channel. Make sure to give this a like if you enjoyed this content, and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my uploads. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments below, and I will see you next Friday. Bye.